Lights go down, the screen comes alive. Got my ticket ready for the ride. Is it a hit or is it just a mess? We're breaking it down, see them with a diss or a kiss. From the silver screen to the TV guide, nowhere left for bad script to hide. Turn it on, turn it up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. If you're new here, we want to thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, follow, all that fun shit. New content every week. And I am not alone. Of course, I am joined by the psycho nerd, the repeat movie viewer, all that shit that he does. And of course, even though he's on his deathbed, Lord Scuba Cabra.
Look at the hair, bro. Look at the hair.
I know that's a dead giveaway. That's why I wear a hat when I yeah, see now he's Superman. No, he's Crybaby. Now I don't know what he's doing. Looks like Eddie Munster. Yeah. Anywho, full disclosure, we actually on this show 2 years ago, almost to the day, we did a watch along of this particular movie. For some reason, Spotify and YouTube have flagged it, so does no longer exist. So I had to take it down.
Well, yeah, because it's copyrighted material.
Yeah, well, we didn't have the volume up very loud either. We thought we could get away with it. And it was one of the more popular episodes on the program. But that being said, we are going to, with its 40th anniversary and the re-release in theaters in September, I believe it is, September 17th,
Yep,
I believe.
September 17th. Yes, sir.
We'll be talking about the movie that ruined our childhoods, killed our best friend, and gave us new toys to play with. Of course, I'm talking about Transformers, the movie, which premiered August 8th, 1986. Directed by Nelson Shin. Story was by Ron Friedman and Flint Dale. Now we know who to blame. These bastards killed off everybody.
Well, it's not their fault.
No, it's their fault. They
No,
wrote
it was Hasbro. It was Hasbro's fault.
It's Hasbro's fault.
Well, yeah, but Hasbro's the one that gave them the green light to do it. So,
Well,
you
yeah,
know.
because
No, they made them
Hasbro
do
needed new toys. Yeah, Hasbro made them do it.
Yeah, because the guy who was doing the film, he didn't want to do it. Like one of the guys that worked on the TV show, he flat out was like, "No, this is not a good idea." And they're like, "No, you're going to do it." And it's like, "Oh, okay."
And there's a reason that the re-release of the film is called the Apology Tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
It only took him 40 years.
Yeah.
40 fucking years.
I mean, I'm just saying, we had a budget of $6 million. Opening weekend was $1.8 million. It only made 5.8, so it didn't actually make all the money back. So
No, it didn't. It was considered a flop at the time.
I think this movie could have done better had they not killed off half the fucking cast. Speaking of killing off half the cast, I do have the main character deaths in front of me here. We're going to start at the bottom, work our way up. Of course, we got rid of the Insecticons, Kickback, Bombshell, and Shrapnel.
Only one Decepticon.
You cannot count any of the Decepticons that died. You cannot count those because
They don't die.
Unicron brings them back. There is only one Decepticon who definitely dies, and that is Starscream.
Yep.
Starscream is the only Decepticon that actually dies.
Okay, that's fair. Then I will skip those.
There are 7 main Autobots that they killed off.
There's actually more than that.
Main ones,
No.
not side.
Well, you got Huffer. Okay, he's a side piece guy. I get it. But he wasn't confirmed dead until the 3rd season of the TV series.
So it doesn't count for this movie.
Windcharger, we see him laying next to Wheeljack in Autobot City.
Seeing that hurts.
And of course, Wheeljack dies, which that one hurt. Of course, like Scuba said, Starscream got vaporized and reduced to ashes by Galvatron's fusion cannon during his coronation ceremony. What a douche. What a douche. Brawn shot in the shoulder. Proud.
Dude, one shot. Like, what the hell?
Well, I want to talk about that in a minute, but we got Prowl, one shot, one kill. Ratchet and Ironhide just pretty much just get destroyed by everybody.
They took so many fucking blasts, man.
And then Ironhide takes the worst of it, like telling Megatron, "No, you're not going to do this." And then he just fucking headshot, you're done. And then, of course, the one that hurts the most, Optimus Prime. Optimus
What the
Prime
hell?
dies. Yeah, I know. But if
You
it
know-
wasn't
you
for
know-
that, we wouldn't have Prime Day.
Yeah, but you know
I
what
hate
really gets me about that death? You know what really got me as a kid? It's bad enough, right? It's bad enough that he actually dies, but the fact that he loses all of his color, he turns black, and then his fucking head turns to the side. It's like, why don't you just rip our hearts out while you're at it, guys? You're already killing us
Okay,
here.
so
Like, what the hell?
you guys have to realize you guys are older than me. Okay,
Yeah, thanks for
I
bringing
saw
that up.
this. I remember this is how much trauma this movie fucking gave me. I was 4 years old watching this movie. My best friend, Joseph Cáceres, and I, his mom, Wendy, took us to go watch this movie, okay? Because we were huge Transformers fans.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, Transformer, all the cartoons of that time. Huge fucking fans. So we were excited that we got a Transformers movie. This is 4-year-old Scuba. I remember 26 minutes into this movie being fucking crushed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I can still remember everything that occurred that day. I can't remember anything else from when I was 4, but I remember this. I remember the whole fucking day. I remember crying. Me and Joseph both fucking crying. His mom fucking took us to Cole Park after the fact to try to get us to like cheer up and shit. It didn't work. We were emotionally distraught because of this. Now, granted, it's just a cartoon. You got to remember, to a 4-year-old, these characters were everything.
Yeah, it's funny because
That's actually true.
myself, the Psycho, and our other brother, we were dropped off at the Cine 4. No. Yeah, the Cine 4. That's now a bar, ironically enough. We were dropped off there to watch Transformers the movie, and we were 10, 6, and 3. And I was given the responsibility, make sure your brothers are safe. And I'm like,
The
fuck.
80s, man.
It
Gotta
was
love it.
Yeah, 80s were a different time.
And I remember walking out of the theater an hour and a half later, Mom picked us up, and she's like, we weren't talking about the movie. We were just kind of like, what the fuck just happened? And my mom's like, y'all okay? Y'all are not talking. And I just looked at her like, they killed off Optimus Prime. And she's like, what? Like, even she knew the impact that had. So, but we'll talk more about that here in a moment. Let me get through this cast real quick. Orson Welles in his last role before he passed away as Unicron. Peter Cullen, damn it, as Optimus Prime and Ironhide, both men, both robots meeting their demise. Frank Welker as Megatron and Soundwave. Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron. I want to say something about this. When they did the Dark of the Moon Transformers movie and Leonard Nimoy was voicing the character, my first thing was, he's the bad guy. And they were like, why would you say that? I'm like, he was the bad guy in the animated movie. Why the fuck would he not be the bad guy here? It makes sense to me.
Yeah, but I hate what they did I hate what they did with Galvatron in Dark of the Moon. Like, it is so dumb.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember. I haven't watched those
Don't
movies
either.
in years. I
No.
wasn't a fan of any
he
of
was
them after part
created. I think he was created by humans or whatever,
that's
and
right.
he was another 18-wheeler. Like, he was basically an Optimus clone, as opposed to being a fucking Megatron clone. But they made him from like Megatron's body or some shit. I don't fucking remember. It was such a shitty movie. I don't fucking
It really
remember.
was. You got
One day
Eric Idle as Wreck-Gar, Susan Blue as RC, and Judd Nelson as Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime. Lionel Stander as Cup, which when we did the watch along, Scuba theorized that Cup is actually a Cybertruck from Tesla.
Oh, that's funny.
Stack is Ultra Magnus, but I'm still waiting to figure out the unsolved mystery of this. How did
The unsolved mystery was, why the fuck did they fucking kill off all of our favorite fucking Autobots?
Christopher Collins as Starscream, who was also the voice of Cobra Commander.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Casey Kasem as Cliff Jumper.
Never knew that as a kid. I learned that later on, and I was like, really? And then I started listening to it. I was like, wow, that it's undeniable. Holy crap.
Got Scatman Crothers as Jazz.
Dude.
The only movie I can remember him being in was in that one segment in the Twilight Zone movie when they were older and they became younger. He was the guy with the can.
Is he serious right now? Is he serious? Like, that's the only thing you know him from? Scuba.
Now
shaking your head. You already know.
I can tell him.
The Shining.
Yeah. Jackass.
Watch The Shining.
I have.
You've seen The Shining?
Yeah, like multiple times.
Then you know.
But it's been a while. So, yeah. Sorry. All right. I just don't like the Shining movie. I don't like
to each their own, but he's definitely
he's definitely a prominent cast member in that fucking movie.
That's fair. Okay. And finally, John Machida Jr. as Blur, and we would know him as the Micro Machine
Machines.
guy.
Oh yeah,
They're
I
fast,
used to
fast, fast,
love
fast,
those
fast.
commercials.
Now, I'm going to pass the ball to the Psycho, who I'm sure he's got some amazing fun facts for us today.
Well, I got a few. Unfortunately, there's no cameos being an animated movie. We all know exactly who's in it, but that's okay. On a personal note, I was talking to him about this before we recorded. The trailer for this movie is pretty well made, and it shows scenes of really good action throughout the entire trailer. And what's funny is that it actually shows Prowl dying briefly in the trailer, as well as Optimus being shot down by laser blasts. If that wasn't enough to get butts in the seats, I don't know what the hell happened with that. Seriously. But you talked about Orson Welles. Orson Welles was not the first choice for Unicron. They
Really?
had somebody else in mind. Yeah, they had somebody else in mind.
James Earl Jones.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Which is funny because Orson Welles was the first choice for Darth Vader.
Which
but
is
he
funny.
wanted, I know that it kind of goes full circle there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. But and you talked about this being the last movie that Orson Welles made. That is very true. He passed just a couple of months, or just so many months shy of the movie being debuting in the theaters. But
And
it turns out, on top of that, Scatman Crothers actually passed away just a couple of months after this movie released. So this being his last movie as well.
oh damn,
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And we all know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Killing off Optimus Prime and the other characters, I think we already talked about it. It was not a story choice, just a way for Hasbro to introduce new toys for the new season. So you ripped our hearts out just so you could make money. Fuck y'all for that shit. Fuck y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but think about it. As pissed off as we are about it, as much trauma as it caused us, it's fucking memorable, dude.
It is.
So you gotta give them props where props is due. Now, they could have killed off every other character except for Optimus and introduced a whole new cast of fucking characters. The movie wouldn't have been as memorable. But you kill off that fucking shining beacon of light and leave us fucking just demolished. Our emotions just fucking crushed. That's why this movie still hits 40 fucking years later.
Yeah, it's true.
Hell, there's a famous story about a little kid who was so distraught over Optimus Prime dying, he locked himself in a closet for an extended amount of time because it hit him so hard.
Yeah.
So I guess they just didn't really know what the hell they were doing at the
Which
time.
is funny because when this movie came out, they were making G.I. Joe the movie.
Yeah,
and
that was my next
they
fact.
did an audible halfway through the filming of that movie, like we see, because they were going to kill off Duke, another big role in the cartoon, and they're like, shit, we saw the way the kids reacted to Prime. Let's just make him in a coma, and then he just wakes up at the end of the movie. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's okay. It is what it is. You talked about the budget being $6 million, only made about 5.8. Yeah, unfortunately, it makes it a flop. But home video and merchandise sales definitely helped the movie reach cult status very quickly after the movie came to video. So it still lives on in our hearts. We still love the shit out of this movie, and y'all will get to watch it in theaters when it comes out. I probably won't, but it is.
I need to go watch it because I need to see the added shit.
yeah,
exactly.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. But the only reason why I might not see it is because it's literally coming out the same week as Fantastic Fest. It's like the worst
fair.
fucking timing at all. Unless it
Yeah.
happens to be at the festival, which it could happen, but you never know.
You never know.
Two last things I'll bring up. This one I didn't know. RC, the character RC, was actually modeled after Princess Leia.
Yep.
And now looking at it, it's so fucking obvious.
Yeah, you can it's the fucking
Yeah,
her helmet. Yeah.
And the way her head looks, it mirrors her hairstyle perfectly. Dan Bush originally wrote the song The Touch, not for this movie, but originally for Cobra.
Oh my, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
A true story, I've never seen that movie, start to finish.
What?
I've seen the ending. I saw the ending a couple of times growing up on HBO, and I thought, oh, okay, that's the best part. And I was a kid. I didn't know any
There's
better.
a funny story about the movie Cobra. It was supposed to be Beverly Hills Cop. And then Stallone backed out and did Cobra. So they got Eddie Murphy to do Beverly Hills Cop. And there was a bunch of songs that were flying around. And the 80s was all about soundtracks. And can we talk about that for a sec? Can we talk about how fucking epic this soundtrack is? Both the original score and the actual music itself.
This type of movie no longer exists.
Mm-mm.
It was a certain era in the 80s that I guess it's kind of like a MTV movie. I guess you would
Yeah.
say like Nightmare 3, where the soundtrack is just as big a part of the fucking movie as the story is.
Yeah.
This is just the kid version of that. But the songs in this fucking movie, god damn it, they slap. And then at the end, when that updated fucking Transformers song fucking hits, holy shit, dude.
It's awesome. I love
But
it.
it's
I actually,
very 80s. This soundtrack is very hairband, freaking metal, fucking yeah. Lion. I cannot think of the name of the fucking groups off the top of my head, but there are some slappy ass songs on this here. That's like, and I remember I didn't know it was on CD. I just, as you got older, you totally forget about it. And a guy I was stationed with up in Chicago when I was in the Navy, he had the soundtrack on CD, and I'm like, dude, why is that not in the fucking player right now? Seriously, put that fucker in. Let's go.
Bro, you get Weird Al in this.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
an original song, by the
doing
way.
an original song. And if I don't know if you boys have seen the Weird Al movie.
Yeah.
Not yet. I want to,
Dude,
but not yet.
There's a whole section of like a whole part of the movie where he's talking about writing original movie or original songs and stuff. So getting that original song in this, I mean, for one, Weird Al was known for just making these goofy fucking cover songs,
Yeah.
very popular songs, but for him to actually have his own, dude, and Dare to Be Stupid is a great fucking song, dude. I love that song. I'll
It's
put
an
it on
hilarious
occasionally just because. But
Yeah.
we have Stan Bush, we have NRG, Vince DiCola, Kick-Axe, Lion, Weird Al, and Vince DiCola did a lot of the actual like score of the movie as opposed to the songs and stuff. But dude, just the touch alone is such an iconic song.
But see, this has the worst version of the touch. The best version of the touch is actually in Boogie Nights, sung by Mark Wahlberg.
I was gonna bring that up. Dirk Diggler.
You got the touch. So corny, so bad.
But I do love the Vince DiCola part of the soundtrack as well, which I wish we would get more of that original music on the soundtrack. Is when you talked about the CD, I bought the CD when I was a kid. As soon as I found it in stores and I had the money, I was like, yeah, I'm buying that, no doubt about it. And I have it on vinyl. I still have the CD. But what's funny is that Vince DiCola also did the soundtrack for another classic 80s movie, Rocky IV.
Yep.
And if you watch those movies back to back, you can totally tell that it's him because they have very similar sounds going on.
They have the score on CD. I've actually found it. I need to finish uploading it to my iPod, to my iPhone, my iPod. Wow. We don't use iPods anymore. My iPhone. So yeah, it's out there. But on the CD, they put on there the Attack on Autobot City, the Death of Optimus Prime. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Exactly.
Why are we putting that on there?
Exactly. It's like put the rest of it on there.
Ruin my life. Ruin my childhood. Now, any other facts?
No, that does it for the facts. Yeah.
Okay. Lord Scuba Cabra, what scene in this movie sticks out the most besides the death of Prime? Let's omit that one.
It's not even a scene that sticks out to me that is like the most thing that's on my mind.
Yeah.
The thing that fucking still to this day irks me. Where the fuck was Snarl? We see him one time and then he's gone the rest of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
I never understood that.
Where the fuck is Snarl? Like,
I don't know.
And the reason I noticed it so much, dude, as a kid, I loved dinosaurs. And the Stegosaurus was my all-time favorite dinosaur. Okay? So Snarl being a fucking Autobot Stegosaurus, where the fuck was he? Like, you have all the other Decepticons in here. Or, I'm sorry, all the other fucking Dinobots in here. Where the fuck was Snarl?
See, that's
what sticks out to me the most in this fucking movie.
And the thing about the Dinobots, though, too, is that their robot form is what they transform into. They are supposed to be dinosaurs. That is what they are. So when they transform into their robot form, they are getting out of that. It's kind of a flip.
Yeah, it's a reverse.
It's a reverse, yeah. Yeah, that's a good. What the fuck was Snarl? I remember seeing him at the very beginning of the movie, and then that's it. And poor Swoop, man, he gets fucked around a lot in this movie. He gets hit by fucking Grimlock, and me Swoop no see nothing. But again, what particular scene besides the death of Prime sticks out to you the most?
You asking him or?
I'm asking both of y'all.
Honestly, dude, for me, the opening of the movie. still hits so
Yeah.
well. It just comes on. The color is beautiful. The animation, let's talk about that. The
Yeah.
animation is fucking top notch in this movie. Seriously, I love the animation.
Galvatron is becoming Galvatron.
Yeah,
That's
so
So-
you know,
I have those Govee lights, like the Govee TV lights that move with the whatever's happening on screen.
yeah.
And so I have the ones that go behind the TV, and then I have 2 side lamps that also move along with what's going on the screen. Watching this shit last night with the Govee lights on in complete darkness in my living room by myself was an experience in itself.
I'll bet.
Other than the whole where the fuck was my favorite Stegosaurus at? I would say other than the death of Prime, dude, the death of Starscream.
Yeah.
Because Starscream, I mean, granted, we get him back later on as a fucking ghost,
Yeah.
which makes no sense, but whatever.
No. Well, yeah.
But I think the death of Starscream, because he was such I don't want to say important part, but he's other than Optimus Prime, Starscream is like the number one foe of Megatron, regardless of he's a fucking
Yeah.
Decepticon or
Oh,
not.
yeah.
Like, he wants to be king. And he finally gets his wish, and then boom, he's fucking dead. And so Megatron, because he's still Megatron, I don't give a fuck if you revamp him as Galvatron, Megatron is still in there.
Yeah.
Megatron kills 2 very important characters in Transformers lore. Granted, spoiler alert, Optimus does come back at the end of season 3.
Yeah.
Because, I think I don't know if they already had that planned or if they saw the outrage that people had and then decided, oh, we better bring him back.
From what I read, it was the outrage that did it. They
But-
were like, oh, crap.
But
we
here's
fucked up.
my thing about that. They could bring back Ultra Magnus with some goo.
Okay.
What the fuck could
That
they do?
always
I said
pissed me
that-
off, by the
I
way.
did say that last night because I was watching this with Mel's son, and we watched it again. He's like, you know what? Younger me was stupid because he always him and his brother said that the Michael Bay movies were better than the animated movie, and I said, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So watching it last night, he's like, you know what, Steven? I don't know what I was thinking. Younger me was stupid. This is awesome. He's like, this is way better than the fucking Michael Bay movies. I said, I fucking told you.
He has seen the light.
He has seen the light. I
Speaking
forgot what my whole point was.
Speaking of the light, though, the scene for me, and I'm about to whip out a prop here in a minute, is when
Nobody wants to see your wiener.
Galvatron is choking out Hot Rod, like, you Autobots die so easily, or I might have a sense of satisfaction right now. And then we get the touch, and then we get this.
Such a nerd.
Nerd. You're a fucking nerd. Don't do it. If it plays the song, you're gonna get us taken down. Nice. It did not light up. You are not the chosen one. You are not. You are Ultra Magnus. You got the touch.
Yeah, now you gotta take that out.
That's okay, because I have the Autobot Matrix of Leadership.
It didn't work for you the first time. Well, there,
No,
Ultra
I didn't.
Magnus.
I had it turned off. I forgot to turn it back on. Power. Well, no, for me, but that was kind of a cop out, though. Like, oh, we lost Prime, but we got this other one. I'm like, no,
Yeah, but
wasn't the same.
you got it's not the same, but we also don't know how Prime became Prime in Generation 1. We don't know.
Yeah, we do. There was a cartoon on it, Orion Pax. It was an actual cartoon.
But what
Or-
season was it? Was it
That was
Yeah.
season 1. Yes.
Are you sure?
100%.
check.
I've seen it multiple times. Yes.
Okay.
But is it about him getting the Matrix of Leadership?
No, it's just how he becomes Prime.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. We don't know how the handing down of the Matrix of Leadership works. Granted, they did touch on it in like other iterations of Transformers, but I'm talking about Generation 1 Transformers, Generation 2 also, because that's what this gives us. This gives us that Generation 2.
Mhm.
So I thought, I mean, it's a cool passing of the guard. You would expect that it would be Ultra Magnus that is the next leader because, he's a soldier. He has the same color scheme as Optimus. But at the same time, he's a brand new character. We didn't see him before this. And that's what irks me about this is, okay, I get it. You got to introduce new characters, right? But there should have been characters that we already knew that were established instead of bringing on completely, because this whole movie is pretty much new characters that we had never seen before. Even Cup, who's supposed to be this war-torn veteran of all these wars, and this is the first time we've seen him. Daniel Witwicky, I feel they just kind of threw him in so that he, the kids had somebody that, I want to be like Daniel. Nobody wants to be like Daniel. He was a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to be like Daniel.
No.
I thought the Sharkticons were cool.
Yeah.
With,
Okay.
Yeah.
one of my favorite non-Autobot or Decepticons. And I was fucking mind blown because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who thought this. So it leaves me to believe that I'm from another, this is not my dimension. This is not my part of the multiverse. The Junkions.
Yeah.
I, until last night, thought it was Junkticons.
I was always confused what their names were, to be honest with you.
Well, it's Junkions, but I could have sworn for the last 40 fucking years that it was Junkticons.
No, it's Junkions. It's even in the credits too. It says
I'm aware of that,
You
but
just
what
missed it.
I'm saying is in my head canon, I remember Junkticons.
I see
So,
what you're
I'm
saying.
going to make a TikTok about that and see if maybe I'm the only idiot who thought that.
It's not a bad idea.
It's all good.
If I created a Mandela effect.
Yeah, you never know. Stranger things have happened. Yeah, I think they could have kept all the old characters and just introduced new ones. I mean, they were killing off Decepticons. I'm like, just rephase them out, or rephase them into new characters. But they could have kept everybody. You know what I mean? They didn't have to kill anybody off. They could have kept those toys and just introduced the new ones. But
And I mean, why introduce? Because even Spike wasn't in the cartoon.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Was he?
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh yeah, he was a prominent character.
Him and his
in the
dad
series.
Sparkplug were the first
Dude,
human. They met.
that's right. Yes. That's right. But I don't know, man. It's just like I get what they're doing with Hot Rod. It's the 80s. It's getting later in the 80s, so you want to introduce this new edgy. He's that bad boy that doesn't play by the rules and does what he wants, and now he's the leader. But you don't really see any growth. And the one thing that irks me is I hate Judd Nelson's voice acting in this. There's no emotion behind his lines. Everything's just kind of like,
monotone.
oh no, Daniel, if you're going to ride, why not ride in style?
Ride in style. I have a couple of things I want to say about Hot Rod.
Bender.
He's the one who got Prime killed. Let's just
He's
throw
the
that
real
out.
Oh, it's his fault. 100%.
It's totally his
fault.
fucking fault.
He's
Yeah.
the real villain in this movie. It's not Megatron. It's not Galvatron. It's Hot Rod. Hot Rod is the true villain of this story, and he becomes the new leader of the Autobots. Go figure.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, Optimus had everything, and he had everything under control. He had the gun pointed at Megatron. I'm sure he saw what he was doing. He was probably just waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger. He just hadn't done it yet. I'm pretty sure he was going to. But then he gets involved, and there you go. Optimus Prime gets blasted away. And I'll tell you what, that scene in the movie when he just falls down, I mean, in the theater, I remember thinking, he's done.
Yeah.
This sucks. And you know what? I'll even take it a step further. When he gets out of the shuttle, it says, Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost. That is not the most clever foreshadowing, because at that moment, it's like, I think we already knew, like, something bad's going to happen.
You knew it was coming.
Seriously.
It was just a matter of how it happened. And fucking Hot Rod, no, you don't, Megatron. And freaking Optimus Prime is like, get out of the way, Hot Rod. Go away. You're annoying me.
Like, this fight is way above your class, buddy.
No,
you stay there fighting the fucking background characters.
And fucking
Exactly.
Prime had him be. It's funny because in the cartoons, in the seasons leading up to the movie, Prime always got his ass kicked by Megatron every time. And then the one time that Prime has the upper hand, Hot Rod's like, nah, hold my energon. Let me fuck this up real quick. Ugh.
I mean, I will say this about Hot Rod. At least there were a couple of moments along the way after the battle happens and they're on the shuttle where he's trying to be something of a leader, where, you got Cup telling the story to the Dinobots about the Petro rabbits and whatnot. And he's sitting there like, hey, don't we have better things to do right now than tell stories? Like, figure out how we're going to rescue our friends and save Cybertron. At least his mind is in the right place. You know what I mean? I got to give credit for that.
And then you get that moment where the sparring robot freaking clock. Time out.
I don't know why I love. I that always cracks me up, dude. Because it's like you guys are brothers, okay? So it's like when I used to roughhouse with my little brother, and I would stop, but he would keep going.
Yep.
And then he would like accidentally hit me too hard, and I'd fucking turn around and be like, "Woo!" You know what I mean? It's a time out.
100% accurate right there. Oh yeah.
Hilarious.
I mean, it's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. Even some of the like I said, some of the voice acting is weird. I do not like Judd Nelson's voice acting in this,
And that's fair.
I get it's me, and I've never paid attention to it before. but I have to review it twice
Not just
today
that.
and tomorrow.
Not just
And so
that.
I need to watch it from a reviewer's perspective.
It's not just that though. You also do voiceover acting.
Well, and that's what that was my point. Now that I am a voice actor,
Yep.
shit like that sticks out to me, dude. And it just,
Yep.
I don't know, man. There could have been more emotion. There was just so like, it was just so like he was just reading the lines like with no emotion and some emphasis on words that didn't need to be emphasized. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Hold
dude?
on. When he's Hot Rod, it's kind of monotone. When he comes Rodimus Prime and he's actually saying there was a little bit more emotion, like this is the end of the road for you, Galvatron, and then of course at the end, this end of the Cybertronian Wars until all are one, happy ending. Galvatron or Unicron's head circles around the moon, yay! Which again became another the reason why Starscream got a body back was because of Unicron's head in season 3 of the.
It's been so fucking long. I need to go back and watch those episodes for real.
Let's talk about the year. It is the year 2005. I'm like, what?
It is the year 2005.
21 years ago. 21 years ago.
So apparently,
where's
from
my
the TV
robot
show,
suit? God damn it!
Oh, where the fuck's my hoverboard? I want the fucking hoverboard.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And the beginning of this movie shows why kids do not need fucking hoverboards.
I'm not a kid anymore.
It doesn't. Yeah, even more so. You'd fucking
That's
break your
even worse.
big ass fucking getting on the damn thing. No.
Dude.
The beginning of this movie shows exactly why humans cannot be trusted with fucking hoverboard capabilities. Daniel would have died if Hot Rod wouldn't have fucking caught him.
And we did talk about that 2 years ago. It's like, there was no helmet, no pads. And this is totally 80s right here. Like,
Dude,
fuck it.
even when Hot Rod fucking puts him inside of him, no seatbelt.
Nope.
Like,
Nope.
you don't know what's gonna come, Hot Rod. Like, you know there's fucking Decepticons. Like, what the fuck?
I want to talk about that too. Because they get to the fucking Lookout Mountain. Daniel, oh my God, there's a hole. And then Hot Rod's like, what? And then he sees Decepticons. Now, instead of being like, yeah, guys, hey, Decepticons didn't. No, he goes, oh, let me just start fucking shooting at them. They could have totally used that to their advantage to take over the Decepticons.
Yeah, because if they would have gotten notice, Decepticons incoming, guess what? Autobot City, transform, boom, boom, boom.
Yep. And it's over. Well, we wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah, well,
So once again, Hot Rod taking a big steamy shit on the movie.
Yeah, but the Decepticons still would have gotten out of the ship because they would have seen Autobot City fucking transforming. The ship didn't make any fucking difference. The ship was just their cover to get close enough.
True.
So even if Hot Rod would have called them in or called it in, they still would have had time to prepare, but the end result still would have been the same.
I disagree. I think the Decepticons caught them at a disadvantage. That way they could have at least transformed more of the city versus what they had, because they were able to take out defenses as it was transforming.
But even when it fully fucking transformed, they were still taking out the defenses. They were still breaking through the fucking doors. The Insecticons were fucking eating through the damn thing.
Yeah.
Like,
not to mention Devastator.
yeah,
I do want to talk about when they take out the dudes on the shuttle. Was Megatron and the Decepticons high? Because they seemed like they were more powerful than normal. Like they were just OP'd.
They never got
have
hit.
all the energon.
Yeah.
They have all the energon.
And what does Megatron say before he takes out Brawn? Die Autobots, transforms into the gun, one shot to the shoulder, Brawn's gone. And I'm like, that's like the toughest dude in the fucking arsenal. And then, was it Prowl?
Prowl.
Prowl, one shot in the chest.
One shot in the chest, dude.
Smoke comes out of his mouth. And I'm like, what? One shot is all it. And then, of course, Ratchet and Ironhide take a ton of shit. And then we mentioned earlier, Ironhide's like, no, you'll never win. And Megatron's like, whatever, bitch.
Such heroic
nonsense.
But
ass to the face.
But I think the reason that it's still so traumatic and still so what the fuck, that shit was unheard of in the 80s.
Yeah.
Characters did not die.
And
they got their asses handed to them, but they did not die.
Not just that, but we'd seen people take blaster shots before and they were like, it hurt, but I'm okay. And this time it's like, no, one shot, one kill. That's all it was.
Well, hell, there was even an episode where Optimus Prime was dismembered. He even had his arm dangling off a pole at some point.
Yep.
Like, and really, a little inconsistent, but okay, sure.
And it didn't have my favorite Autobot. It didn't have Mirage. That was always my favorite Autobot, besides Prime.
Don't mind me. I'm just playing with my pussy. No big deal. Sure. Yeah, we're just having a good old time.
With your microphone earlier. He was playing with the fuzzy part. Like, hey, what is this?
It's so soft, too.
But I know we've kind of bounced all over with this movie, but we can agree this is a pretty damn good movie. 40, and they're calling the re-release the apology tour, which is kind of fitting, but I don't feel like they really mean it though. If they really meant
No,
it,
I think they really do. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to retcon shit and revamp Transformers.
I'd be okay with that.
Because look, for instance, look at Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
We waited 40 fucking years to get a legit Masters of the Universe movie.
true.
They give us one. They fucking give us one. And it bombs at the box office. But toy sales are through the roof. Amazon, it's been the number one movie on fucking Amazon for I don't know how long. I don't know if it still is, but the other day it was.
Yeah.
And so streaming numbers alone, toy sales alone, we're gonna get a fucking sequel.
Oh yeah.
And even if it goes straight to fucking Amazon, I'm okay with that. I don't need to go to the theater and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so I feel that with this, I think that's what the apology is. I think that they're gonna retcon a lot of the shit that happened.
Yeah.
And say, okay, season 1 occurred. Season 2 occurred. The movie occurred. Anything after that, it's not canon anymore.
Yeah.
This is your new starting point. This is what's coming out. This is the new era of Transformers. We're sorry for what we did to you guys as kids, but as a makeup, here you go. And I'd be okay if they went the route of that Kevin Smith did with Revelation.
Yeah.
You know? Because what does Revelation do? Revelation kills off He-Man in the first fucking episode.
Ballsy. Very ballsy.
Like, very ballsy. And a lot of people were pissed off. And you know what? I didn't mind it. It's a solid fucking show. Revolution wasn't that great. But I want the saga finished. And I'm glad that Kevin Smith did say at Comic-Con that they are working on getting the third season finalized and finished. And we'll see what comes from that.
Very nice.
Fuck yeah.
You know, you talk about He-Man, and it took us 40 years to get a decent movie. I saw a post online not too long ago where a guy put, I watched He-Man on Amazon, and I regret not seeing this in the theater. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Seriously.
You got to give things a chance, man. You can't listen to what other people say. And even the people that loved it, you have to make your own decision on these kinds of things, man. But the thing is that if you also have to remember too, while it is a fan service for us, the adults, they also have to cater to the new generation of these things.
Yeah.
There's a reason Transformers has been going on for 40 years. There's a reason He-Man has been going on for 40 years. There's a reason they're still making G.I. Joe toys 40 years fucking later.
Yep. True.
You know, and I really wish we got some Thundercats action because my boy Lion-O needs some love here.
Let's get some
Thundercats.
GoBots.
Oh!
Where the fuck are the GoBots? The Kmart of Transformers.
Shut the
Kmart
fuck
of
up, GoBot.
Transformers.
We went all over the place with this particular movie, but I'm going to hand the ball over to Scuba for the Rotten Tomatoes and our grade. And I took the liberty of assuming what you wanted grade.
You're going to be wrong, so go ahead and tell me what you thought.
I was going to say the Matrix of Leadership was my... No.
Because there's only one.
There can be only...
Not the Highlander.
Okay, so let me pull this up real quick. All right, so we are going to give it 1 out of 5 Energon cubes.
Okay. I can do that.
Because that's where we get our power, baby. But all right, Transformers the movie, boys. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and start off with the popcorn meter this week. I want your predictions on what we fans thought and still think about this movie. Now, the score may change. The popcorn meter and the tomato meter may change for the re-release.
That's true.
So we'll see. But right now, it's standing at a pretty good margin here.
I'm going to say 80%.
That's where my mindset was, like 82, 83%, in the 80s somewhere.
All right. The popcorn meter is, drum roll, please, 88%.
Nice.
88%. It kind of shocks me that it's not 90%.
An hour and a half went by.
Oh, yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
And it's nonstop. It's like boom, 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 boom. There's no lull. There's no, oh, we're taking a rest. No, fuck you. Prime died. We're on the move. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. And tomato meters, what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking the 30s, 30%, 32%.
Not as forgiving, I would say. I'm thinking, I don't know, 60% maybe.
Almost right on the nose. Psycho. 62.
Oh, God damn.
Wow.
Holy
nice.
shit.
So there's about a 26% 6% difference
Something like that.
Give or take.
from the critics. Yep. So now 1 out of 5 Energon cubes. Psycho.
Do I even have to go into an explanation on this?
No, you don't.
Really?
So
You really
just
don't know.
But I will say one thing that we didn't say during the review. Ba we've grana we've mini bunk. I got to say
whip
it.
grana whip nini
Grana.
bong. Ba whip grana whip nini bong.
This is getting
You gotta-
expensive.
Don't worry, they'll reciprocate.
I thought they were supposed to reciprocate.
No more. Anyway, dude, this is a straight fucking 5. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the cricket.
Why is
Thank
it
you,
still
cricket.
playing? What the fuck?
Well, because the crickets love me. Don't you know? They love my ass. They're the
That's
only ones
somebody
that do.
does.
Yeah, they're the only ones that do. Ha 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 ha.
All
Anyway,
right, we have 5 Energon cubes loaded
Yeah.
onto the Autobot ship.
Yeah,
Zodiac.
5 all across the board. Straight
Mm.
up.
Hi, guys. The Let Good School.
You have the matrix of leadership. Just hurry up and give it a fucking 5.
Yeah, really.
No, I can't do that. I cannot give it a 5. I give it a fucking 5. Boom.
Yeah. And I, of course, am giving it a 5 as well.
Duh. I
So,
mean, come on.
I
man.
mean, and on Recycled Corn, we voted this as the greatest cartoon film.
Yeah.
So
And there's a lot of good ones from the 80s that you could throw in that mix. The Secret of Nim, The Last Unicorn,
all traumatic movies.
Land Before Time,
Oh, Littlefoot's mama.
American Tail.
Yeah. American. All traumatic. Oh my God.
Don Bluth, man. Don fucking Bluth.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
So 5.
But you know what?
Board. I love
You
it.
know what, though? Not as bad as Watership Down.
Never heard of that one.
Never heard of it.
Came out in the 70s. But you want to give
oh,
yourself
why?
some real trauma? We watched it in school, though.
Ooh.
Watch it.
Okay.
That, you want to talk about fucking childhood trauma?
Yeah.
That fucking movie.
Okay. Interesting. Have
Keep an eye
to
out for that.
put that in. And you're going to be reviewing this tomorrow, or tomorrow for Gormore.
Yes,
right?
and I will be reviewing this tomorrow. Of course, Gormore's formatted a little different, so we
Yeah.
will be getting really in-depth in the movie. So if you want to hear us chat about it, we will be live on Facebook and YouTube and my TikTok and my
Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, that will conclude the review of Transformers the movie. And I want to say this movie definitely has the replay value that it should have. It's one of those that every now and again I'll just throw it on. And now that it's available on Blu-ray and in the cloud, before it really wasn't available until maybe a decade ago. And it's just one of those movies that watch it quite often. It's just, it never gets old.
Man. I had it on I still have it on VHS.
Yeah, but not everybody has a VHS player, sir.
Whoa.
Anyhow,
I also have it on Blu-ray and Steelbook. Thank you very much.
Nice. I think I have it on DVD, and I don't remember if my 30th anniversary is the DVD. I'm pretty sure it's a DVD, not a Blu-ray. I don't know. I got to check.
might be a DVD. Never know. They usually do the anniversary stuff for Steelbook or the 4K stuff, or the Blu-ray and whatever. Anywho, Psycho Nerd, promote your shit.
All right. Well, you can find the Cycle Nerd not only here, but you can also find him on my YouTube channel, which is Repeat Movie Viewer. Just dropped a new podcast a few days ago. Me and CJ just kind of talking about what we want to see at Fantastic Fest. We'll find out very soon if we're on the money on any of these movies or not. And I also have 2 different Pete's House episodes that are currently being edited as we speak. So expect that here very soon.
Lord Scuba Cabra, anything you want to promote besides Gormore?
Gormore, always, I talk about it all the time, so you know where to find us. I just talked about it right now.
Yep.
I am starting a new podcast called Real Crimes. I am actually not going to be recording it in this studio. We are converting our kitchen area into an actual sit-down studio for my show, and then the wife is going video with her show as well. So we are dedicating that space to the video portions of our shows. It'll be used mainly for hers. Mine's only going to be once a month. So you will be getting 12 episodes per season of Real Crimes, where I investigate movies as if they were crime scenes. And the first episode will be the Crystal Lake murders.
Yep.
I have 36 pages written for this podcast. When I say I'm going in depth, I am going in depth. I am not reviewing it as a film. I am 100% looking at this as if it was a true crime murder case.
And you're putting it out at the right time with Crystal Lake coming out next month.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's exactly
so
what I
Or
believe.
October.
some of the stuff in my podcast may have to be updated later on, but Case File 1 is the Crystal Lake murders, and I will only be covering the first film. What we know of Pamela Voorhees, she is the main killer. So we are only discussing that and the things that happen in the first movie. Later on, in a different case file, we will be getting, of course, the Jason legend. And I can't see myself doing it every single movie as a case file. I will more than likely condense them in pre-death Jason and after death Jason. I think the one that I do for part 5 is going to be very interesting because that'll be a copycat case.
Exactly.
So it gives it gives everything we know about these films a different perspective. You're looking at it through the true crime lens. So be on the lookout for that. I haven't created any of the pages for it yet, but I'm hoping to record the first episode this week once I get the other side fixed up and the camera and the lighting and everything perfect. So be on the lookout for that. Apex Championship Entertainment, as always, they are recording an live episode of Uprising tonight. So are you putting this out today?
No, I'm gonna put out tomorrow.
Okay. Well, then you won't be able to see it live.
On Monday, yeah.
You won't be able to see it live, but yeah. And let me see what else. Oh, and then the Wives Show, the Side Quest Tavern.
Yes.
Go give her a YouTube page a like. She's doing some really great stuff there. Comic book, mental health, just all things nerdy, bartender talk. Like just it's a mashup of every single side quest you go through in life. So go check her out. And yeah, that's it.
And I will have all of that, Psycho Nerd, and of course Lord Scuba Cabra, and Octo Inc. is her name.
Well, that's our website, the octoinc.com. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have her stuff in the description down below, and I'll give her a like on YouTube once we're done recording. But again, this has been the Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. And of course, not just the movies, but myself and the Psycho Nerd also do DJ Zodiac Podcast, the greatest wrestling podcast you've never heard of. This week we did our review of the 1990 Great American Bash, where the main event was Ric Flair versus Sting. Great match. Definitely check that out. You can find both DJ Zodiac Podcast as well as the Real Movie Critics on YouTube. They're on one channel under the Real Zodiac Productions. You can also find them on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts. And ladies and gentlemen, we are sitting at 98 subscribers. We're 2 away from the big 100. So I'm hoping when I put out this content, because the review of the Great American Bash drops today in about an hour. And then this will drop Monday, probably around the same time. So, but again, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Give us the like, subscribe, the follow, hit the bell notification. We have new content every week. With that being said, that is our final word on today's movie. Whether you loved it, hated it, or you fell asleep halfway through and woke up wondering what the fuck just happened, we would love to hear your thoughts on Transformers the movie. So I want you to make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Leave us your own review wherever you get your podcast. Until next time, keep the popcorn hot, the drinks cold, and remember, kids, the credits may be rolling, but the conversation is just getting started. We will see you at the movies.
Decepticon penis.
We get to fly away.